That is crazy quick. Impressive. It's like a new record. Less than a minute. Let's see, hopefully this isn't too loud.
Do you remember?
Oh, that was loud. My gosh. Alright. Where are we going? Right here. Alright. Hello, welcome back. Oh, I have steak hibachi. It looks alright. Try not to spill it on my. That didn't focus this way. Yeah, I'm doing alright. How you doing this week? Well, I'm doing meh. How you doing this week? So good. That's good. But before I get into Honkai, let me eat and watch this.
Team, I do. Do you remember your first Pokemon team? I do. There was Blastoise, a Pokemon that could fly. There you go. There you have it. So today, we're going to look down every single most common Pokemon team from every single different game.
Got some of the white sauce.
The most common. We're going to play a game with this. We're going to see if we can correctly assess and guess what Pokemon are the most common used in every single game. This is made by the Aura Guardian.
Yeah, it's pretty hot over here
excited
too.
To get into this because we're gonna play a little game with it. We're gonna have a little fun with it today, and I assume that we're all gonna get it 100% correct because it seems like an easy one.
Possible by Squarespace.
Squarespace sponsored this. Wow, that's so nice of them.
Have you ever wondered what the most used Pokemon are in terms of playthroughs? Not the ones used in competitive, but
is that it? Is that the list? Is that the video?
Pokemon you're most likely to see in someone's in-game team.
Okay, I don't think this is the. No, there's no way.
I may have figured out what
See how many of these
Pokemon teams are for each Pokemon main series game. Now, obviously there's no real way to find out what is factually the most used team for each game. However, we can definitely get
Hey, people getting shiny Bibarels?
For my Gen 1 team, I definitely chose Charizard. Actually don't remember. I just know how much my starter. I do remember my Gen 3 specifically. I do know Gen 3. Maybe it'll come back to me as we go.
So to figure out what team is the most used for each Pokemon game, let's start with the obvious, figuring out which starter was picked the most in each Pokemon game.
Here, I'm gonna guess right now. I'm gonna go the most common, not my favorites, the most common, Charmander, Totodile,
probably fire types.
Rico, Chimchar, Snivy, Brokey, obviously, Incineroar, Scorbunny, and Fuecoco. That's my guesses.
To try and get some more accurate answers, I remember
people love fire types.
My Twitter account and YouTube community tab, asking people which starter they picked for each game. And crazily enough, the percentages on YouTube and Twitter were almost identical.
So they are the same. That means that this is the scientific method. For those of you that haven't done studies before or research, then this is how you do it.
Meaning that these results most likely are pretty accurate. So now that we have a pretty good idea at which starters were the most used for each game, what about the rest of the team? Well, to try and get as accurate results as possible, I created a form where people could list which Pokemon they picked for their in-game teams for each game.
It's actually interesting that our Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is in the same area, though they do have different. Some of them do have different Pokemon available.
Some results were very obvious, and some not so much.
Also, Crystal. Couldn't you find you could find a Growlithe early in Crystal. I swear you could. I swear. Like, the first gym you could
I always use
my
starter, my legendary.
Ages. Yeah, it's like,
when I did the first playthrough.
It's right here. Yeah, you could find a Growlithe here. I got so excited when I got Growlithe here. It made me so happy. Then I realized that, where am I going to get a Firestone from? How am I going to evolve this thing? Where do you get Firestones in this game? I have no idea.
So, let's get started with the Kanto games.
Alright, here we go. Charmander. Pidgeot. Ooh, Charmander, Pidgeot.
Snorlax.
Snorlax,
Lapras.
maybe. Gyarados.
Oh,
Charmander, Pidgeot, Snorlax, Gyarados. Why am I struggling to think of what's in this region? Sandslash? No. No one's. Kadabra. Kadabra or Alakazam, and then maybe like Gengar or
First
Machop.
Kanto team we're going to go through is for red, blue, green, fire red, and leaf green. I think we all knew that Charmander was going to be the starter poll. But what about the rest of the team?
Pidgeot.
Probably the most popular Pokemon I found outside of the starter was
Pidgeot.
Nidoking.
Oh,
that's actually, yep.
No, that
You're
makes
right.
sense.
It
Okay.
makes sense as well, given how early in the game you can find a Nidoran.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Why don't I think of this? And you can evolve it to its max stage, like before the second gym
It
match.
learns Double Kick for Brock's gym, and Nidoking is just a cool looking Pokemon.
You also get Mankey there
The
too.
next team member, one of the first Pokemon you're able to catch is Pidgey. Not only
Sure.
is it one of the most iconic bird Pokemon, but given that Charizard couldn't learn Fly until Pokemon Yellow,
Which is ridiculous, by the way.
Pidgeot the most likely candidate to be the player's flyer and candy.
It must have been an oversight. Why can't Charizard learn Fly?
Especially compared to other monsters that learn Fly, it makes perfect sense. It was also very popular in the anime.
Gyarados.
Next up,
Has to be
we have
Gyarados.
Raichu.
Oh, of course, the mascot of the series.
I never liked Raichu.
How could I not think of that? It's the most obvious thing. Am I one of those dumb idiots?
Is Pikachu the
I'd always
mascot,
choose
but
Jolteon
it can be found pretty early on in the
over
original
Pikachu.
games. It was one of the rare spawns, but of course that would make people want to catch it.
True.
Extremely
Oh, you know what else was really rare? Pidgeotto in Viridian Forest. You could find like a level 8 or 9 Pidgeotto in Viridian Forest, and I swear that has to be a common one. Because I used to go for that one
finished
for
a state.
ages. Viridian Forest was goated back in the day.
Our late game pick was Snorlax. There were only
Okay.
a couple of them available in the game, and given
Now
how
I'll get my
popular and
own.
strong Snorlax is, also not that surprising to see it on the team.
Sure.
Finally, for the player surfer,
Now, kind of leaked inside the bag, which really sucks, actually. So I'm gonna keep it.
Gyarados at first make the most sense, since you can buy a Magikarp pretty early in the game. However, I found Lapras to be way more popular of a choice. Even though
Really?
you do get Lapras somewhat late in the game, it is rare
Lapras.
being a gift Pokemon, and I do see people buying a Magikarp and then not wanting to waste time.
Okay. I definitely think I would want Gyarados though.
I'm gonna try and do this without making a mess.
Pokemon Yellow and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
There we go.
Differences where the teams would be pretty different. With Pikachu being the starter,
Obviously.
I need a
this was the
napkin.
possibility of the
1 second, let me get something to wipe this. Why did they not give me napkins? They gave me like 4 forks, but no napkins. Let me see if I can show you. Look. See it. It's hibachi, more hibachi steak, and shrimp.
Kanto team having no starter on it, or having all 3 starters on it. Usually being able to use 3 starter Pokemon on one team isn't possible unless you trade.
I feel like all of the starters are going to be on this because the novelty of being able to use all these starters at the same time. Like, come on. You're only allowed 1 in the regular games, and now you get access to all 3. Why wouldn't you want to
However,
use them?
given how popular all 3 of these Pokemon are, it's pretty safe to say that the majority of people, including myself, took advantage of this.
I
making
did.
Pikachu and the 3 Kanto starters pretty easy picks for the yellow team. The last 2 slots, Snorlax I predict still being a popular choice, given how rare it is in the game, and for the last slot, I found Nidoking way too popular to leave out. Pikachu is basically useless against Brock, so Nidoking makes sense. And this would be the team I most likely see being used for Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah, this looks pretty
Pretty
random.
standard,
Oh,
yeah.
Eevee. Oh, I feel like Eevees won't be that much different. It'll just replace the Pikachu with the
But
Eevee, right?
on the other hand, would obviously be a little bit more different. Instead of Pikachu, we'd have Eevee, and instead
That's
of
it.
Snorlax, we'd have Raichu.
Oh,
Some
really?
other popular Pokemon I found for Kanto that didn't make the cut for any of the teams were Arcanine was the most popular fire type.
My boy! My boy, look at him back there being all sad that he wasn't included. It's because he's a stone evolution, isn't it? He's a stone evolution, he learns very few moves. We need to give him a little bit
If it
more.
wasn't for Charizard, although it was also a version exclusive, making it a bit more difficult.
Wait, it's a version exclusive Pokemon Red where Charizard is on the literal cover of the game, so people are gonna choose Charizard because it's the big Lizardon.
Dragonite took a lot of time and effort to obtain.
Yeah, I don't think people are using Dragonite much, especially in game. You basically can't evolve it to its max evolution until the end of the game.
Evolve, so it didn't quite make the cut. Jolteon was easily the most popular evolution, and would have been the electric type of the team if it wasn't for Pikachu.
But also, Jolteon doesn't learn very many good moves. Oh,
And Hitmonlee is given to you at the dojo, but just wasn't quite as popular as some other choices.
I think that people choose Hitmonlee because of vibes. I think that Hitmonlee just has a cooler design than Hitmonchan, so people just go for Hitmonlee.
But Hibachi has the elemental punches, which is cool.
Alright, we're in Gen 2. Okay, starter, it's gonna be Totodile because people like Alligator. Alligator, very cool. And Cyndaquil's base form doesn't look like the most imposing thing in the world, though it is very cute, and I do love it very much. I love all the Generation 2 stars. I think they're wonderful. I don't think anyone's using Ho-Oh, so Pidgeot might be back on the squad again. No one's using Spinarak or Leddyba. In fact, I actually think that most used Johto teams consist mostly of Kantomons.
Moving on to Gold, Silver, Crystal, and
That'd be funny.
Oh, but there is the novelty of having new mons, so ooh, maybe I'm wrong.
The most popular Johto starter was
What? Really?
easily Cyndaquil. Chikorita
Wow.
unfortunately had no chance.
Oh my god, a fire type's just gonna sweep every single one?
And there was another water type. I
Probably.
thought it was going to be on
Except for
the
Gen 3, Mudkip.
for Alligator. That water type being the red Gyarados.
Oh, it's a red Gyarados. Yeah, okay, so we have one Kantomon. I swear to god, if Typhlosion is the only Gen 2 mon on this, is gonna be really
Let's
funny.
be real. We all wanted to use this on our team.
It's red, come on.
Shiny that was not only iconic but looked great. It was given. Next up is Ampharos. The
Oh, Ampharos. Okay, that's one of the Gen 2s that I could get down with.
Marine is one of the most popular in Johto, especially from the electric.
T2R is very popular,
And
but he
Ampharos
evolves really
was
late.
no surprise. One of
So let's see how that shakes out.
For the
Sure.
flyer of the team, the obvious choice was Crobat. It's
Okay, if we're talking about the kids playing this game, I don't know if many kids know how to get Golbat or Crobat. I feel like most kids
I hate
go
friendship
with the
evolutions.
easy one, because catching a Zubat and training it up into a Golbat and then just knowing to evolve it by happiness, I feel like that's not going to be a very common thing. I did not know that you could do that, genuinely. So I just went with the easy, the path of least resistance when it came to the flyer. I probably went for like Pidgeot or something along those lines, maybe Fearow. I think I used Fearow a lot in Johto, actually.
much cooler than its pre-evolutions and even the regional bird.
Yeah, I feel like people are looking at this with somewhat of a modern bias where they know all of the information that's in the game and not the bias that they have when they went into this as a child. Though, to be fair, the video didn't state this is your childhood teams. It's just the most used team that you would use now, which actually, it makes a lot of
And
sense.
it's just a very popular, cool Johto mon overall. For the next team member, I had some options, and the one that ended up winning by a lot was Heracross. Now,
Oh man, I wish I knew how to get Heracross when I was a
this
youngin'.
is a headbutting counter only, which made me question whether to have it on the team, since it can sometimes be quite rare.
How do you get
However,
Heracross in Gen 2?
You can find it
Oh.
in a lot of different
Ah.
areas, and I think the anime did make people want a Heracross.
True, he is really cool. Oh, that's a bit. You just look at this picture,
That
man.
and
To be fair, also, you can get it as early as, like, what, the second gym as well?
Heracross was one of the most voted for Pokemon. I kind of had to put it on the team.
I feel like they should have gave Bugsy Heracross instead of Scyther. In fact, I have no idea why Bugsy has a Scyther instead of a Heracross. This doesn't make any sense. Why?
True.
It's literally the new mon, and you can get it that early in the game. Also, you want to show off your new mons. Scyther's just hanging around. Doesn't make any
And
sense.
the last Johto member we have is
Oh,
Lugia.
okay.
Not really surprising for a popular on the team. And
Oh, but that means that silver is more popular than gold, which means I'm the number one, baby. Okay, so the way that I bought the games went blue, yellow, silver, ruby, pearl, and then we can go over the next ones later. But I feel like I always had the least popular version. Like, I feel like more people had diamond version, more people had gold, more people had red. Maybe ruby was the more popular one there because red and people like red.
Ruby was easily the more popular of the two. And there's the most used team I picked for Johto. Other Johto
Sure.
Pokemon that was considered was Feraligatr, losing out to Typhlosion, Noctowl losing out to Crobat.
Okay, I don't feel like Noctowl would ever be on the team. I'm gonna be honest. Noctowl is dog water, and then you can get Lugia at the end of the game anyway. You can have a fly slave until that point.
Dragonite was much easier to obtain in Johto than Kanto, but still suffered from taking too long to evolve.
You would not have a Dragonite in Johto. You would almost be finished with Kanto before you got this. Also, where are you getting this from? This thing is in Mount Silver at the end of the game.
Tyranitar had some mentions, however you can only get one at the very late end of the game.
Who's using this on their team? You can't use it on your team. You can't catch it.
Jolteon was also popular, but did lose out to Ampharos, and the Johto evolutions. I
I didn't even know there was Johto evolutions when I was a kid.
almost picked Umbreon over Heracross. However, Heracross was answered way more than Umbreon. Despite
I
how
always
good
pick
Umbreon is,
Espeon over
that and
Umbreon.
Umbreon's evolution
They-
method
I mean, they
I
both look
see
really cool,
being the
but
easiest for some people.
I like psychic
I was
types
too dumb to
much
do
more than
this.
dark types.
Oh, okay. Hoenn team. I guess it might just be a fire type sweep.
Alright, my Hoenn team. Mudkip, Swalot. I do remember having strong Swalot. Tropius. Even though it's a terrible Pokemon, it was the one I liked in my flyer. What were the other ones? I used the legendary when I played Sapphire. I used Kyogre, and then I definitely used Rayquaza in Emerald. Didn't play Ruby. What were the other two? Dusclops. Did I have a Manectric? May have had a Manectric.
Maybe Trico isn't going to be
But I
popular.
do
but
remember
Trico also
very
has a
strong
anime buff,
memories
right?
of my
Anime has
Swampert
in
and
anime that
Swalot.
Pokemon usually get a buff, don't they? So obviously it's gonna be Swellow. I would imagine maybe Flygon for a little bit of dragon fun. Maybe they go for the late game Salamence, but no, it's kind of like it's maybe too late game. I feel like it's gonna be Blaziken again, right? It has to be.
Moving on to Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, all three starters could have easily have been picked. In the
Oh,
end,
Mudkip. I forgot about Mudkip. Oh, the internet memes. Oh, you know what? Internet memes might clutch it.
it was between Sceptile and Swampert ended up winning.
Mm.
Given
Wow. Okay. Yeah, just. Wow, Torchic is low. Am I an
how
idiot?
popular
Am I out of touch?
it was, as well as Swampert being by far the most popular surfer in the game. Manectric was also picked, Electric being a cool electric type that players could get somewhat early on. It
I always tried to get Electric. I always tried to make Electric good, but Electric is not good. Electric is bad. In fact, Manectric is not even good. It evolves kind of late. It lends like Spark. It's not very strong. I mean, Swallow is
made a
goated
lot
though.
of sense.
Mm,
Next
I
we
do
have
remember that.
God of War.
Ooh, God of War. That's an easy one to miss. I can't believe I
That-
forgot about that. I always use God of War. And I always thought, look at this. I always thought
Did
that
I
this
not
side
have
of
a
the
God of
face
War?
was like the mouth, like the mouth was here and the nose was here. And she was kind of like looking upwards like that. I always thought that was the case. I was not a smart child.
Very clearly one of the
Interesting.
most popular Hoenn Pokemon easily. It's also a rare spawn early in the game where Wally finds his rots, so wouldn't be surprised if some people wanted to also find their rots in that location. Next up is Breloom.
I never used a
This
Breloom.
would be the grass member of the team and was surprisingly popular among
They used to
others.
Breloom in
The last
Colossus-
two team
no,
members were
XD.
almost unanimously picked,
Pokemon
being
XD.
Aggron and Flygon. Aggron I see almost being the
Aggron.
Nidoking of Hoenn.
The Aggron does suck though, which is really sad because Aggron's very cool, but Steel Rock is not good typing. Flygon is great though. You know what I always used to do as well when I was a kid? I know this isn't necessarily like a childhood video, but something I always used to do back in the day is I had to have my starter be at least 2 or 3 levels above the rest of my team. Because it's the starter. It just felt like the right thing to do. And if my starter wasn't the highest level on the team, I felt uncomfortable. I felt genuinely uncomfortable with the Pokemon I was using. I was like, this does not feel right. I need to fix this.
Cool looking beefy 3-stage evolution. That's overall pretty popular. And Flygon was the most popular choice for a flyer. So this is the most used team.
No
picked for Ruby,
Swallow.
Sapphire, and Emerald. The remakes on the other hand changes things just a bit. When the game was released, a certain event Pokemon was given to players, being a shiny Beldum. Metagross is one of the most
That's
popular
insane!
Hoenn shinies, as well
Come
as
on.
getting a brand new Mega. So Metagross I had to put on the ORAS team, replacing Aggron
That is
as the Steel
ludicrous.
type. So despite the
I can't believe they even
there
did
not
that.
being many changes, that would be the team for the Hoenn remakes. Other popular choices were Linoon, being a great HM slave, Camerupt being the most popular fire type other than Blaziken,
Really?
but
Are you
not as
serious?
popular as other choices. Altaria losing out to Flygon,
Yeah, Altarius is not that good. Razquaz is going to be on every team. As soon as you get that level 70 Razquaz toward the end of the game, you master ball that, boom, you're beating the game. That's it. You don't need any more.
Quasar, no surprise there.
Yep.
And finally, Swallow. I had Swallow on the team for the longest time. However,
Yeah, I had
felt
one too, but
as we went
I got
through
Tropius.
Hoenn team member,
Swallow
we
did
need to
not
believe
fell
that
off.
Most people caught a Tailo early on, may have had Swallow as their flyer early game, and then replaced Swallow later with a better flyer, in this case being Flygon. So while
Or Flygon, yeah, I guess
I
so.
definitely see Swallow being part of the team, it ultimately had to be cut by just
That's
a
so
little
sad.
bit.
Makes sense. All right, most used Sinnoh team. Okay, the
All right.
easiest one of all time. Bam, you got.
My starter was Snivy. Definitely had a Luxray. Staraptor, of course. I had a Gudra. The blue one. What else?
Your starter. It's probably gonna be Infinite, but they're all pretty sick. Bam, you got your Luxray. Bam, you got your your Gastrodon. You got your Lucario. Maybe your Garchomp.
Lucario,
Bam,
yep.
you got
I
your
did not have a
couple legendary.
Garchomp
Bam, there you go. That's it.
because I didn't know how to get it when I first played through it.
For Black and White,
I got this
it's a
steak
pretty
juice
interesting
from this one.
The most
Yup.
This is my
popular
rice.
starter overall was Oshawott, so we start with Samurott. I did consider the regional bird being Unpheasant, however found it was definitely
People don't like Unpheasant
not the
though.
most popular flyer of the team. Instead,
they don't like it.
Archeops was picked. I found
Oh, Archeops is not good either though.
it to be by far the more popular fossil, and the most common pick when it came
I
to
chose the other
flyer.
one,
Fossils were
Tortuga.
pretty easy to get in the game, so it made sense that people picked Archeops. Additionally,
Okay.
Substriker was also pretty popular, being an early electric type you could find in Unova, a bit
That's
more so
not a
than
good
the
team.
other electric type options. Next up is Crocodile. Easily
There
one
we
of,
go.
if not the most popular Pokemon according to my survey.
It's about time we had started had some good mons coming in
And
here.
in general, I'm pretty
I say
sure it was
Luxray.
the most voted
That's the wrong
for
gen.
Unova.
Oh, where's Electros? Oh, it's not going to be Electros because there's a Zeb Striker
Wait,
on the team.
did you skip down
Imagine
purple?
using Zeb Striker instead of Electros.
Fire
Ludicrous.
types that really stood out were Darmanitan and Chandelure.
Was anyone using these when the game first came out though?
And Chandelure
I'm not crazy. He did he skip down in Pearl?
Unique design, but still loved by players.
God, I remember when Black and White first came out. I totally fallen off of Pokemon when Black and White first came out. So I tried to play it on an emulator on my grand's laptop, and it ran on like 5 frames a second. And I was like, "Oh, this sucks. This new Pokemon game is not very good."
And for the last
Yeah, he skipped down Pearl.
Haxorus was definitely a popular choice.
I
Not
love
really
Haxorus.
surprising it ended up being on the team.
I love
so
him so
this
much.
is the team for Black and White 1. Black
This is definitely not what I use.
Gen 2?
Like, what is going on
Gen
with this?
3?
Yeah, this is not what I
and
use.
2 definitely changes things up.
Gen 5, yeah, he
I
skipped.
feel like I
Gen
was
Gen.
using Unpheasant
Gen 4.
just because I liked it. I was dumb. I don't like it now.
Starter of choice. However, unlike the Black and White games, Black and White 2 had quite the number of past generation Pokemon available near the beginning of the game,
Rowlet.
which definitely influenced a lot of people's teams.
Rowlet.
First, the most obvious one being Riolu. Players,
Riolu, right,
including
yeah.
myself, really wanted Lucario on their team.
I really
Yeah, in the
like the
farm.
way that they did the Pokemon distribution in Black and White. In fact, I think that Black and White 2 might be one of the best distribution of Pokemon in any of the games. Man, I really like Black and White 2. I'm so sad it sold badly. I guess that's how it happens to sequel.
When it comes to your wellness routine, the details are the difference. Dove Men Body Wash with plant-based moisturizers in harmony with their bodies for healthier feeling skin.
Sequels.
And since almost every Black and White 2 team I saw had Lucario, this was a pretty easy pick. Another popular
Really?
last generation Pokemon available in the same area as Riolu was Marie, leading to Ampharos being the electric
that was
type
in.
of the team. For the fire type,
Okay, fire type, I'm thinking maybe Magby, but I'm also thinking Growlithe. Are we really gonna go Darmanitan as Chandelure again? I feel like we're
I
not.
was surprised to see that Arcanine was picked the most.
Yes!
It was again another past generation Pokemon available somewhat early in the game. And
God, that makes me so happy. In Black and White 2, I got my first ever shiny that I hunted. I probably got a shiny before that, but you know, I put my hands up and I can't remember if I have or not. I'm a
My first shiny that I found, besides the Gyarados, that's guaranteed, is a shiny Corphish in Sapphire. And I didn't know what a shiny Pokemon was at the time. So Corphish's shiny is very similar to its normal color palette. So when I saw it, I recognized that it was, excuse me, okay, perfect. I realized that it was a different color. And I thought I saw like sparkles or an animation play, but I didn't know because I was just like grinding my team to fight Watson. And I was just grinding in grass, so I just fight, just mashing A. So I recognized that it was a different color, but I didn't understand why it was a different color. So I thought here's my thought process. I thought it gave more XP if you KO'd it. So I KO'd it. It wasn't until like a long time later, like years later, that I found out what shiny Pokemon were. And then it just kind of dawned on me like, wait, that Corphish was shiny. So that was my first full shiny. I didn't know what it was.
Pseudo-methoded and hatched eggs for a Growlithe. For
It was about
hours.
118, I
I
remember.
didn't count how many it took. I just did it for fun after school, and eventually I got it. I still have that Growlithe to this day at Pokemon Home. It's probably
What
my
was it,
most prized
117?
Pokemon.
It's apparently used by a lot of people. A Pokemon returning from the Black and White 1 team is Crocodile, still one of the
Makes
more
sense.
popular Unova Pokemon, and also still one of the most voted. No
This is a great team so far.
surprise there. And the last team member
Flygon.
is of course Zoroark. This
Oh.
Pokemon wasn't really
Wait, why are we running so many fighting type weaknesses, guys? Come on.
available to players to have on their team in the first Black and White,
Think of your team composition,
but it
guys.
is in the sequel. And given how iconic Zoroark is, no surprise it was a popular choice.
This team going up against Marshall is going to have a tough go of
And
it.
that's the team for Black and White 2. Other Unova options were Stoutland, being somewhat popular at the beginning of the game, but
I never
falling
used
off later.
Stoutland.
Excadrill, losing
Yes.
out quite badly to
I
Crocodile.
never used an Excadrill.
Darmanitan and Volcarona being
Never
other
used them.
fire-type options.
Volcarona's
We're
too
gonna
easy to get, I feel.
evolve
Pleasant
too
being
late.
Early game Pokemon, and
I never
Flying
end up using
Choice,
one.
Electros and Galvantula being
There
popular
it is.
electric
Never
type
used them.
users. Flygon was another very popular past generation starter.
I knew Flygon would be in here, that's why I said it.
That also most likely would have been the flyer of the team. And Seismitoad.
Really?
Shockingly.
Why?
Number
What? Actually, I think I did use a Seismitoad a few times. I played through every Pokemon game at least, I would say 5 to 8 times. The early ones, I probably played through the early ones maybe like 30 to 40 times. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a little too many, some would say.
Before we continue, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. If
Let's
you're
go!
looking to start your own brand or
I
business
am.
online,
Yeah?
Squarespace is the best of temp music look. Do so to see brand new.
Oh, that's a real. Okay.
And if you use the promo code Aura, Squarespace for sponsoring this video.
Okay, gang, I'm gonna be honest.
Oof.
This video was released
Handful.
over a year ago.
Still got about half
I
my
don't
rice
know if
left.
this link will still work, but we can find out. It does. It actually does. Well,
Oh,
hey,
I meant to
just
mute
give
that.
that consideration, will you? Kalos!
Correct.
Oh my god, my first Kalos team? Okay, wait.
Yeah, I can't remember any of my teams. I do know I picked Chestnut as my starter. My first playthrough. I had to make a Lucario. I can't remember.
I know. We can see what my first Kalos team was. I recorded it. I did a Pokemon Y Nuzlocke, my first ever playthrough. Let's just go to the end and see what my team looked like by the end of it.
What is
Oh,
going on,
okay.
everyone?
Okay, shut up, me. All right. I used a Chestnut, a Blaziken. I used
Oh,
a
yeah, the
Sylveon,
Charizard.
an Aurorus, a Lapras, and Bugs Bunny here. Wow. What a team. And you can actually go a little bit further back. We can see like what my team was halfway through the game, which is okay. We had we still had it. We had the Combustion, we had the Aurora. We had so many starters. I carried Bugs throughout the entire game for some reason. I don't really know why. And then we got the Sylveon, and then we got the Aurorus. Damn, I must have been goated because no one on this team ever died. Oh no, hold on. Am I the goat? Well, I think that this team will have Sylveon on it. Some kind of starter that's
Yeah,
probably
for sure,
Greninja.
Sylveon.
It will have maybe some of the other starters, but most likely Digger.
Did I have I did have a Sylveon.
It has to be Tyrantrum. Maybe the box legendary.
Why Greninja and Charizard were overwhelmingly the most popular first and second picks. It wasn't really close, so not surprising that
I totally forgot that you get one of the Kanto starters in X and Y. They just give you it, which is
the
weird.
first two on the team.
Oh, because they have Mega Evolutions. That's right.
Next, we have Lucario yet again. It's gifted to us in the game, as well as being our first Pokemon that we Mega Evolve. One of the most voted
Oh,
Pokemon
I forgot that you did the Mega Evolution. That's right.
for sure. Aegislash is also added to the team. Another very popular Pokemon
Sylveon?
introduced in X and Y with a fun gimmick.
Sylveon has to be one of the next popular, surely.
Next up is Tyrantrum,
Mm.
easily the most popular of the two fossils.
Did use a
There's no
tantrum.
way you're gonna tell me that there's no fairy types in the generation that introduces fairy type and the generation that introduces the newest evolution in like the last 10
I
years.
think a T-Rex Pokemon was
It's gotta be
always gonna
Sylveon.
a popular choice. And for the 6th member of the team, we have the Box
Oh,
Legendary.
wow.
Both of them were pretty much the top 2 choices for the last slot, so not too surprising
wrong with
that
everyone?
the Box Legend ends up being the final.
Surprising.
And here you have the Talon team.
Where's
The
Sylveon?
popular picks were Talonflame. It was actually really close.
I did use a
between
Talonflame.
and Charizard, but ultimately ended up going with Charizard. The event Blaziken that was distributed on release, but again,
That's what I had.
Charizard, Florges, and Sylveon.
There we go.
Some pretty popular fairy types, and Goodra, having to evolve it at a high level, and specifically in the rain, I see being pretty annoying for people.
Generation 6 had some good options though. Oh, the most used Alola team. We can do the same thing again. I can just go back, look at my son Nuzlocke, because I recorded my first ever playthrough of the game, and see what my team was by the end. Let's go to the Elite Four. Okay, I had my old intro. All right, so I was using, wow, what a weird team this is. I used Decidueye, Mudsdale, Alolan Persian,
I used a Mudsdale,
Alolan
Decidueye.
Ninetales,
I
Alolan
did have an Alolan
Golem, and
Ninetales.
Slowbro. Okay, let's go a little bit further back and see what it was earlier on in the game. See if
And
it
a
changed.
Mimikyu
Okay,
as
yeah, we
well.
had the same thing. We had Steenie, and then we had Wishy Washy for a bit.
I
All right,
used
I think it
Wishy-Washy?
died at some
I
point
think I
though.
did.
Yeah, my team was okay. A lot more Pokemon in this series died than in the X and Y series. Yeah, I just kept this team throughout the entire game. What a strange team this is.
On to 7th gen, the most popular Alola starter is obviously Rowlet, giving
Yes!
us Decidueye.
Is this the first grass type that's ever been up
The
there?
next most likely Pokemon is definitely Lycanroc. It's a popular
okay.
Alola Pokemon that was advertised quite a bit, and
Challenge. Enjoyable.
How often does this happen? Going after the same girl?
Do not miss this movie. Challengers, rated R, April 26th.
in Ultra Sun and Moon was an early event for us to get the
I'm actually gonna go ahead and throw this trash away because it's gonna start leaking on my desk or something. I'll be back in a second. Oof. Oh boy. Excuse me. Hiccups. Ooh. Jeez. Dancing Dino. These hiccups won't go away. once we finish this video, we'll jump into Honkai.
Dusk form. So Lycanroc is a given. Next up we have
We'll
both
speed
the
it up
regional
some.
bird and the regional bug of the game.
Vikavolt for sure. I don't know about Trumpy though. Trump, what's his name?
I tried to use a Vikavolt, but I thought it was gonna be a. Well, the first two stages, I forget if they're physical or a special attacker. But then when you go to Vikavolt, it switches. So when I was at Charger Bug, I built it. I think of the special attackers that Vikavolt is a physical attacker. So I built it specially. Then when I evolved it, I saw that it was a physical attacker. So I was like, I don't want to use this anymore. So I ended up giving up on the Vikavolt.
It's quite difficult for players to evolve their Salandit. It was still one of the most dimensioned Pokemon.
I did not have a Salandit, definitely not.
Pokemon was a bit of a toss-up, but the most popular final pick ended up being Komodo. Not only the pseudo legend of the game,
Did I have a
but also
Komodo?
There's lower forms. Come on, lower
I
legends
may
are
have
so
had a
nice.
Komodo.
Yeah, I must be just a Maverick, you know. Yeah, I'm a Maverick. I just go my own way. I make my
So I was
own
right?
rules. I don't do what everyone else does.
Right about what?
I was also doing Nuzlocke, so I don't really get to choose my encounters, so maybe that's something to
What
do
was
with
I
it.
worried
People
about?
have waited to eventually have one on their team, and that is our completed Alola team. Some Pokemon that just miss out on the last was if there
Oh,
was
that
a
would've been good,
slot, it would have definitely gone to Mimikyu.
Alola
Alola
Ninetales.
Mimikyu being the most
Definitely had a Mimikyu.
Golisopod, that would have probably made the list.
Yes, I had a Golisopod.
Once there was also a popular choice.
And
Yeah,
Muzdale.
I had Muzdale.
Stamina.
And both the box legends. They were picked a lot for the final slot, but of course lost to Komodo.
That makes sense. Most used Galar team. All right, here we go. I'm so glad that I have all of this documented. Man, we're getting so close to the future now. Look at this. This was only 4 years ago. All right, Champion Leon battle. Here we go. Oh, this is a weird team. Okay, I have a Vileplume, an Arctozold, a Barraskewda, a Pysharp, a Beware, and a Dusclops. I do remember though. I remember that I had picked the. Oh no, my start died really early. That's right. Oh, this is so sad. I had Raboon, it died so early. Oh, I remember. I was so sad when it died. But then you know you gotta do what you gotta do. God, this is a really weird team to start the game. This Sword and Shield team. I don't know what is going on with it. I really fumbled with this. This is like look at these teams. Look at these teams.
I chose the water starter, the Inteleon.
If Berserker's not on this, I would understand. But I'll be really sad because Berserker's a really cool one.
For Sword and Shield, Scorbunny was the
I had the fire centipede.
Well, Cinderace is like not that great to be honest.
Cinderace for the team. The most voted
Cinscorch?
by title margin was Corviknight. It's
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely had a Corviknight.
I mean, look at it. No wonder it's one of the most popular bird Pokemon ever at this point. Toxtricity was also an obvious pick. It's one of the most popular Gen A Pokemon for sure, with
Is
two
it?
forms for people to choose from.
It's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
gonna be really happy.
This Grimmsnarl
Okay.
was a very
Did I have
popular
a-
Pokemon
I did
in
not
the
have
game,
Grimmsnarl.
So it would make sense that Grimmsnarl was
I remember there was a time about Impidimp because they never officially announced Impidimp. They just had Impidimp around. They never like said, "Oh, this is Impidimp. He's a fairy type." So everyone just said, "Oh, he never." Impidimp doesn't exist because he was never
also
announced.
than its psychic counterpart. Dragapult is one of the most popular pseudo legends. Usually
Really?
pseudos don't end up on the team given how
I did not have a
and usually takes a
Dragapult.
lot of levels to evolve. But given Dragapult's amazing typing, design, and the amount of people who picked it, makes sense that it was almost the team.
Wait, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know where to get Droopy. I don't think I've ever caught Droopy in Sword and
And
Shield.
the last Pokemon on the team is Dreadnought.
What?
A bit less popular than the other picks, but was still
I'm pretty sure I did have a Dreadnought. I also had a
Bolthound.
Bolthound.
Seriously?
Bolthound was pretty bad though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It always underperformed.
Losing out to Cinderace, and
I had both of those.
Yeah, these are all
people
cool.
were excited to see Lanium's new evolution in action. It was good in Dreadnought. But
Not like Berserker. That's so
but
sad.
sharing the dark typing with Grimmsnarl meant that most of the time it wouldn't be on the same team. So there
Hey,
was cut.
fine. Hisui. Oh, okay. Wow.
I
The
did
most
not
used
play
Hisui
Legends
team. That is
Arceus.
interesting, 'cause I did do a Legends Arceus Nuzlocke. Although I didn't have a layout for this, I do remember I did do a Legends Arceus Nuzlocke. I don't remember. The thing is with Legends Arceus is you don't really have that much of a team per se. I do remember I had Meringue. That was just using like a bunch of random mons throughout the most part. I had Hisui and Gudra. That's kind of cool. There's Hisui and Zoroark. I had Hisui and Samurott. Like a lot of the Hisui stuff is pretty much a given, right? But I also had Skuntank. And for some reason I just used Skuntank a bunch. And for some reason I believe I also had a Clefable. Oh, here's the team. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I had a Steelix I love to use. I had a Staraptor that was really good. I tried to evolve Swift the Growlithe for the longest time. I just couldn't for some reason. I don't know why I didn't evolve it sooner. I had Hamlet. That's right. Overquill. Okay, so this is my team. This is not going to be a very common team. I feel like. I don't know if people are using Overquill and the rest of it is just like there's no way, right? Sarah will probably be the most common starter though, right?
This was probably the hardest Pokemon game to calculate in terms of the most common team, given the variety of generations we had to pick from. But I still got a really good idea. Cyndaquil was the most popular starter according to my starter polls.
People love Cyndaquil. I mean, I get it. I do get it.
Making Hisuian Typhlosion our first pick. Hisuian Zoroark was one of the
Yes.
first Pokemon I thought was going to make the list. Zoroark is difficult to find, and shares a ghost typing with Typhlosion. But given how popular it is, it makes sense to also have it. Another Pokemon that was very popular was Luxray.
People love Luxray. You know what's really interesting?
That's a lot of food.
It is really hard to find a ton of Luxray merchandise. Like there are some plushes, there's a few cards, but there's not really that much merchandise when it comes to Luxray, just like floating around, which is funny because it's really, really, really popular.
Surprising, especially how early finishing.
I do wish Luxray was good though. Luxray is not a good Pokemon to
And
use.
was overall one
It
of the
was
most
really
popular
not.
Pokemon. Along with Zoroark, the other most popular Hisuian form was Gudra.
I love Hisuian Gudra so much. Oh, just look at the guy. He's a snail. Or, is he a snail? He's a
Pretty
snail.
easy to find in the game, as well as there being an Alpha Hisuian Sliggoo that we can come across. Next is Ursaluna.
Okay, this one tracks. This one makes complete sense. It's one of the right Pokemon too. It's one of the new Pokemon. It looks sick. Like,
I'm really happy to see that Ursaring got an evolution, so it made sense that it also made the team. And the sixth pick is Cleaver. Scythe
okay, yeah. I mean, these are all just like sick looking Pokemon. You really can't go wrong with this team.
really early in the game, and Cleaver was advertised as Scythe's new evolution, so definitely understands that people wanted to use one.
And just look at it, it's so
I
cool.
believe was the most used for Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I think this tracks because you don't need Flymons anymore.
Popular Pokemon was Staraptor, being available super early in the game.
That's what I had.
Where was also mentioned for fixing Stantler, Hisuian Arcanine,
Yes, my boy!
Typhlosion, Sneasler, being a cool alternative to Weavile, and Garchomp, for obvious reasons.
I mean, Garchomp was Garchomp. Actually, did Garchomp appear on the? Yeah, Garchomp did appear on the Gen 14. We just glossed over it. Most used Paltea team. Oh, this is an interesting one. There's so many Pokemon that you can get in this. Oh, I wonder. Oh no, how am I gonna see my team? Oh, that's right. Okay, so I started with Coco. I love Coco. I really liked Brambleghast too. And then for Rigorath, which added to the team, unfortunately died at the end. I had
Oh yes, I
for some reason,
also
was using-
had those two. Bramblegast, the fire starter. Dang, who else? It's a Titan.
A meta chat
I
moment,
can't
see, I don't know
remember.
why. And I also had, yeah, the Giga Boy.
I did not have that guy.
That was my team. I think that's a pretty good team. I think that's a pretty
I did have him for a
Quick
part of
review
my
of this Kamasata.
first playthrough.
This one was pretty hard to decide on, because it went two ways. The starter was between Skeledirge and Miascarada.
Okay, I'll take that. That makes sense.
Skeledirge being more popular overall.
Damn. Wait, Coco ran away with it.
However, Ceruledge was also one of the most popular Pokemon. And
I did not end up using one of them
a lot of people had both Skeledirge and Ceruledge on the same team, given that they shared both the same types. So in the end, I decided to go with
for that
Ceruledge.
reason.
As popular as Ceruledge is, it is a version exclusive, even if Violet version was more popular than Scarlet version.
So you're already cutting the possible users in half unless they trade it already.
And some people didn't even know how to evolve Chargecadet without looking it up. So we're going
I
to
didn't pay.
I did not.
I also didn't know how to evolve Brambleghast and just randomly happened because you have to walk with him for a bit, so that was fun.
route. The next team member is Clodsire. You can get Paldean Wooper pretty early in the game.
Really?
And of course, people wanted to see what it looked like and loved what it became.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I can see that. Oh, this brings me back to when the games first came out. I love seeing everyone's first reactions to the new mons. I really hate being spoiled to what the new Pokemon look like, and I really love just being able to experience the new Pokemon and seeing what they look like in real time. Oh man, you know what? I'm really excited for a new generation solely because I just want to have that first reaction again. Those first reactions are what? They're gold dust.
Probably one of the most popular Gen 9 Pokemon. Another extremely popular Pokemon and probably the most voted was Tinkaton.
Yeah, that
This
makes
was a
sense.
no-brainer.
This thing's a crazy.
I think I used Tinkaton for a part.
Arguably the most used Pokemon in the game.
I just wanted to use Gigaton Hammer.
I
did not use Kilowattrel either.
Natural letters use Pokemon interactions. You don't find Wattrel at the very beginning of the game, but it's still a pretty easy find. One Pokemon that was surprisingly popular was Garganacl.
Yes! Oh my god, I was so excited. My reaction to seeing the second evolution of Natalie, oh, it was just the best. I don't know if I like him all that much though. Garganacl, the final evolution is like kind of mid, but the second one's so cool.
Garganacl, however you say it. I didn't expect it to be nearly as popular as it was, but apparently a lot of people had it on their team, so no arguments there. And the sixth member is Baxcalibur. I was
Okay.
very skeptical on this,
I'm not a fan of Baxcalibur. I'm sorry, it's just a little bold.
since Frigibax isn't the easiest Pokemon to find.
And it's so ugly too.
Yeah,
It's a bit late, but given that you can technically find it
didn't know where to find it, so I used the Titan.
It's also a nice combination to round out everything too.
This is the team for Scarlet and Violet. However, the team could have also looked like this, given how popular Ceruledge was, with the Sierra as the starter. So either works, but the Scarlet
I was using fucking meta jam.
team is probably the most popular. A Pokemon that just from start was Palmot. It was quite a popular choice, but ultimately lost out to Wattrel.
I actually love Palmot.
And those are what I have picked for the most used teams for each.
Alright, that was great. That was a fun little episode. I enjoyed that. I had a great time. If you had a great time, you should subscribe to the Oregonian, whose link is in the description. And also, you should use code PowersGamer Subs where you can get caffeine on caffeine free.
Okay. Whew. Let me go to oof for a second. No, come back over here. Let me change my category. Okay. Controller. Ooh, there we go. Alright, so we have a new companion mission to do. Okay. We have new stuff. Oh, we do. Venturing. Ooh. I have 30. Well, I'll be pulling for this time. See if there's any trace stuff I have to do. Okay, let's do this. Am I already at the Great Mine? I think I'm already there, yeah. Real fast, let's do this. Electric wind. Imaginary.
The hunt beckons, Blady. Are you
Let's just run through this a few times.
destined for oblivion?
The fight is set.
Stand still. I weep for the departed.
That's a waste of
It
it
too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion. Relax.
Savor it for me.
Time to say bye. Boom. Destined for oblivion.
Fail to send you.
I weep for the departed.
Dang, another waste roll. Really wasted,
It
jeez.
too shall fall.
Probably had less than automatic HP.
On the still waters of oblivion. Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom.
That's such a good ult.
Destined for oblivion.
Wait, let me not.
I weep
Dang.
for the departed.
It's too late.
It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
Your end approaches.
Relax. Cut in the net. Say bye to breathing. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Time to say bye. Boom. Destined for oblivion.
Savor it for me.
Time to say bye. Boom. Stand still. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. On the still waters of oblivion.
The fight is set. Too little.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Relax.
Fail to send you. Savor it for me.
Time to say bye. Boom. Destined for oblivion. Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Alright, I believe it's just one more time. Yep, one more time.
On the still waters of oblivion.
end approaches.
Relax. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion.
Oh,
Stand still.
my lower
Savor
back
it for
hurts.
me.
Time to say bye. Boom. On the still waters of oblivion.
Failed to send you.
Relax. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Time to say bye. Boom. Destined for oblivion. Stand still. Time to say bye. Boom. I weep for the heart. It too shall fall.
All right. Should probably get like at least 2, right? I need more of those. One, two, three, four. Need 4 of these. Can I get these now? Oh, it's this one. I'll get these off stream. I'll probably do that on Sunday. On Sunday, I'll probably grind the Simulated Universe for the week and grab those. Right. I can do these. I'll do these to grab the. Well, I'm just gonna do these two real quick to get these Stellar Jade. Then we'll do that mission.
The moon shines on the truth.
Wow.
I taste the malice in the air.
That's a cool thing.
We're in trouble now.
Tedious. Blade of moonlight, all will be revealed. In lunar flame.
Naughty child. Nap time. Let's be friends. 1,000 wonders to raise Raise your spirit. Fight as one.
Feeling lucky. Oh, the bigger the risk. Watch your head.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
You know nothing of the way. Survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice.
Do we still have the upper hand?
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
I'm fine.
No dirty tricks. Watch your head.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I hit the mark.
You know nothing of the way. Be survive or be destroyed. There is no other choice. Let's begin.
We have the upper hand.
Did I do this already? Don't think I did. I might do that about these events. Off screen. Nope. Nope. My gosh. Okay. Let's start this.
I'm looking at the reply. See? Here. Miss Hanya said she's on her way.
It appears we are all present. The Spiritfarers who were supposed to report to Huohua mentioned they didn't see her today. I'll get straight to the point. I have no idea where Huohua may be. However, if we combine our efforts, we may be able to piece together some clues. Each of you are close to Huohua. Did you notice anything unusual about her yesterday?
She's been down in the dumps ever since she lost Tail. What if Huahua came across a lead today? Something that sounded like Tail's doing. Knowing her, she's probably gone looking for him.
And yet, she didn't come to any of us for help. That's not like her. Given the type of person she is, if she did have any clues, she would seek out our help. If she hasn't shared anything with us, it means there is only one possibility.
Right. Maybe someone deceived her with news about Tail. Told her she could only go alone. Sounds like a trick some nasty kidnapper would use.
Cirrus. The only one who may have knowledge of Tail's whereabouts is Cirrus, whose plans were foiled due to Tail's actions.
Even if Cirrus doesn't know where Tail is, given the shared history, they wouldn't hesitate to cause trouble.
Let's go. We must try to squeeze some answers out of Cirrus.
Can't you stay?
Heartbreak. How intoxicating.
Since when did Fixstrom...
Well. Insects who don't know when to quit. I sense you have questions. Go on. Ask away.
Huahua is missing. And I'm willing to bet you know something about it.
How careless. Your companion vanishes right under your noses. And you fail to notice. Why am I the one you're pestering?
The Ten Lords' commission might not be able to completely eradicate the Heliobi, but we have plenty of ways of dealing with them.
Ooh, how threatening. Save your breath. I know your tactics. Let's cut to the chase. I do know something about it. I knew it! Believe it or not, while you were distracted, she came and found me. She asked me if I knew where Mr. Tail was, and I simply gave her a clue. She searched high and low, but came back empty-handed, of course. If only you could have seen her expression, simultaneously terrified and desperate to know more. Utterly hilarious. In the end, I became fed up with her constant nagging. I told her that her beloved Tail had splintered and been reduced to an ember without a single memory. You should have seen her face! Oh, does it hurt? You'll be pleased to know I didn't drag out the suffering. I told her that her Tail was hiding in Cloudford, preparing to flee the Xianzhou on a star skiff. I also told her that the Ten Lords Commission was in the process of recapturing all the Heliobi. If she were to turn to you for help, Mr. Tail would be imprisoned. Even if she managed to find him. Looks like she took the bait.
Lies! You can't possibly know where Tail disappeared to.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I have no doubt about one thing. My friends are ready and waiting for her in Cloudford. You should have faith in your friend. Perhaps Huahua is safe and sound. Perhaps she managed to subdue the Heliobi. If you rush to Cloudford, there's still a chance you might find her.
Not good. Let's head to Cloudford quickly.
The paperwork will have to wait. I'm coming with you.
Alright. Jesus. Rip.
Hua Hua? What do we do now? I'll go get help from the Alchemy Commission. Hold on. Let me take a look at her. She's unresponsive. It looks like a heliobus has taken control of her mind. This isn't just a heliobus illusion. It's a complete sensory barrier, cutting off the individual from the outside world. In this case, even the harmonic chime won't work. This isn't something the healers at the Alchemy Commission can handle. I'll take Huo Huo back to the Ten Lords Commission. Perhaps they'll have an answer. As for now, I'm temporarily suspending the activities of the ghost hunting squad. But the situation has changed completely. Without the assistance of a judge, continuing would place all of you in grave danger, defeating the purpose of the squad.
But Miss Hanya, this is to save our friend.
I know. I understand. But please, let the Ten Lords Commission deal with this. We'll find a way to extract this heliobus from Huo Huo.
Miss Hanya, tell me straight. Does the Ten Lords Commission actually have a solution?
We are not completely out of options. It might be possible to use another heliobus to drive out the one that seized Huo Huo's mind.
But why would a heliobus ever want to help people? Wait. Miss Hanya, do you mean to say that...
I've been keeping tail here all along.
Oh dang.
What?
Don't look so surprised, young lady.
Surprised? Huo Huo has been worried sick trying to find you, and now something else has gone after her.
You flaming furball!
What the heck is going on? Did you know about this the whole time, Miss Hanya? As per our rules, any free-roaming heliobus must be sealed away. I was merely following protocol. Besides, it was Tail who requested this.
It's a long story. I only recall a moment during that fateful night when my consciousness was on the verge of shattering into a million pieces. Time stood still. I watched myself parting from Ignamar, drifting without purpose. Then, before I knew what had happened, the girl had retrieved me, and a judge of the Ten Lords Commission had sealed me within a tail. I believe you humans call this kind of thing an end-of-life experience. But why would a heliobus experience one of those? Ridiculous. Since I'd slipped the leash, I thought I might as well change bodies and savor a bit of freedom. But then...
Lucky for you, you met me.
My luck took a sour turn when I ran into this demoness. I mean, judge. When I was with Huo Huo, she'd constantly rant about me, whining about all the problems I'd caused her, how I'd ruined her life. It was only after I vanished that she realized she'd taken my power for granted. I wanted to hear her cry about it. So, in a fit of anger, I had this demon, judge, imprison me in the gourd.
You had your wish. Now, I'm offering you a chance to regain your freedom. Not by letting you go, but by going back to the way things were. Do we have a deal? Can I trust you, Tail?
Of course! We're pretty much co-workers at this point. So, all I have to do is possess Huo Huo and take out those other pesky heliobi, right? Time to give this heedless creature a reality check. It's exorcism o'clock!
Alright.
Where am I? Tail, are you here? I feel like I've been possessed. Mom? Is this an illusion? Mom, what are you doing here? I've missed you so much.
Stay back! Don't come any closer. I don't know who you are, but you're not my Huohuo. Keep that filthy thing you're carrying away from me.
Sister?
Is my sister okay?
The farther you stay away from her, the better. I'm sorry, Huohuo. Your father and I had no choice but to send you to the Ten Lords Commission. Oh, it's best if you pretend we never existed.
Okay.
Hey, I remember you. Huohuo's tail is all singed. It looks like a giant sparkler. Stay away from us, monster! Trying to make us feel sorry for you? I can't stand people who do that. Playing dumb? Don't want to talk? We shouldn't be talking to a monster anyway. Let's get out of here. But I'm not a monster. What should I do? Tail. Tail? How are you still here? I see now. You're leaving me too. Everyone always leaves me. I don't want to be alone. Not again.
I haven't left!
Please, Tail. No more words. I can't bear to see you fade away.
Are you a judge or not? This heliobus is distorting your perceptions. Get a grip. Resist them.
They've all gone. All abandoned me.
Sad.
All gone? Just watch me. I'll drag them all back.
Ooh. Mm. Zooming. Zoom.
Let's bring this one back.
Huohuo, I'm sorry. It's better that you pretend Mom and Dad are no longer here.
How can your own flesh and blood be so heartless? These humans. Let's bring this one back.
Why does Huohuo get so much attention? I'm gonna get everyone to ignore her.
Ugh, the behavior of these brats is astounding.
Just both of them. No.
This tail is just so creepy. It glows like some sort of torch. Gross!
Hey, wanna lose a hand? Whoa, look! I brought everyone back for you.
Who's back?
Our precious girl. Mom and Dad shouldn't have left you all alone. I'm sorry. I was just jealous that your tail is cooler than mine. I've always dreamed about having such a cool tail. Why don't you come play with me?
Oh, they're only here because you possessed them and made them come back. This isn't what I meant.
Oh, come on. You wanted them to return. They returned.
Tail? You're not an illusion. You're here. You're actually Tail. Where have you been all this time? I thought you were already...
Dead? Well, I haven't exactly had a picnic. Exploding into countless shards, being your shadow for all those rotten years. It's about time I had some good luck. I thought about getting out of here, but I couldn't shake the feeling there was something wrong. So I came back to see if you could manage on your own or if you were still a scaredy cat.
I'm sorry. I guess I still am.
No! You're selling yourself short. You're daring. How you had the courage to do something so dangerous amazes me. It's not bravery you lack, but sense.
What other choice did I have? I
That's kind of a
suspected that
compliment.
Cirrus was deceiving me, but the thought of losing you forever was... unbearable.
Forget about all that. I'm here now. But... did everyone really leave you because of me?
Oh.
But you came back for me. And that's all I need.
Well, since you put it like that, I suppose I have nothing to feel guilty about anymore. Well, somebody needs to keep you out of trouble. Speaking of which, there's a pesky Heliobus lurking right here. I'm coming for you. Don't even think about escaping.
This is where it ends.
What's this do? Okay.
Still waters of oblivion.
The fight is set.
Specimen sighted.
Suppress. Caution the
Well timed.
Another journey begins.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Destined for oblivion.
Too little.
By the 10 lords.
Enemy targets detected. To travel far away. Try them all! Thanks for the support.
Failed to send you.
Commencing reset.
Bow to justice. Free will, or was it fickle? Still waters of oblivion.
Commencing support.
Unscathed.
Wawa! You're awake! Seems like Tails' operation was a success!
Madam Hanya, Miss Quay, Sushang, and Miss Trailblazer. Thank you. All of you. Are you the ones who brought Tail back?
Well, where would we be without our squad leader? We had to help.
Oh, so Scaredy Cat is squad leader. Well, well, look at you.
That's just what Miss Gawain calls me.
Well, well, Tail actually does belong to Miss Huahua.
Excuse me?
Despite Cirrus's scheming and calculating, they clearly didn't expect Tail to return to Huahua. Their plan to kidnap her was an utter failure. If they saw Huahua as she is now, it would break their will.
Madam Hanya, urgent news from Fixtral Garden. The subdued Heliobi are stirring again.
Cirrus may not know the location of Tail, but they still figured out a way to divert everyone's attention. Cirrus may come across as hot-headed and impulsive, but under the surface, they are actually full of guile. No wonder they like to use analogies such as pawns and chess to describe people. One momentary lapse of concentration, and suddenly we find ourselves backed into a corner. It looks like the end game that General Jing Yuan has been trying to avoid is fast approaching. Sushang, please head to the seat of Divine Foresight and fetch the General. Let's hurry back to Fixtral Garden now, while there's still a chance to turn things around. It's time to teach Cirrus a lesson.
Alright. Probably after we finish this mission, I might just end stream there because my stomach hurts and I'm tired. But I will be streaming tomorrow and on Sunday.
If it isn't the judges at the Ten Lords Commission, sluggish as ever. Oh, and is that Mr. Tail? Back to being a guard dog.
Thank you for the follow.
How delightful. This calls for a celebration.
I don't know.
Still, after our
Thank you,
last
thank you.
encounter, I've no intention of including you in my
do.
plans.
Mostly, wait a
To
minute.
see
Let me pause
Ignimar's
this real quick.
most powerful fragment now burdened with emotions pains me. It's a pity, but you've become expendable.
Okay, so yeah, hi, I'm Jason, also Panda. I mainly play Honkai stuff and Pokemon Nuzlocke and challenge runs. So tonight I'm probably gonna be ending streams pretty soon, honestly, because I'm kind of full from the Hibachi earlier. And I'm tired as well. But yeah, I'll be playing Pokemon tomorrow. I'm gonna finish my solo run of Pokemon Heart Gold. I'm solo running with a Torterra. So I'm probably gonna finish that tomorrow. Maybe more Honkai.
Who are you calling expendable?
And on Sunday, probably more Honkai solo.
The Ten Lords
Honestly.
Commission's matrix is still intact. The Heliobi cannot leave Fixtral Garden. You may think you have the upper hand, but you're nothing more than a caged animal. You will never leave here.
Leave? That was never my plan. I came to Fixtral Garden for one reason and one reason alone. To fight the Luofu's formidable general? He seemed fond of playing the waiting game. I merely capitalized on that. While you were all out on a wild goose chase, I rallied other Heliobi to my cause, thereby increasing my strength. Thanks to all of you, I've amassed the power of every Heliobus sealed within Fixtral Garden. All I need to do now is wait for the general to make his grand entrance. Before that happens, I should keep my end of the bargain. Destroying you without leaving a trace.
Alright, here we go again. Oh, an actual boss fight. Ooh, that's not fun. Yes, there's the meat kite. I want to ult.
Suffer. Enemy data secure.
This one. Okay.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
This is where it ends. Destined for oblivion.
Ready for another?
The fight is set.
I weep for the departed.
I wanted you.
It too shall fall. Free will, or was it fate? On the still waters of oblivion.
Time to suffer.
Oh dang, that happened really quick.
Again, suppress. Wheel of come.
Ooh.
They keep on coming back for more. What should we do, Tail?
Take it easy, kid.
I could have beat him.
Heliabi might lack physical form, but they're not impervious to physical attacks. Cirrus is merely putting on a brave face. The moment they sense even a hint of defeat, it's over. They'll break into pieces regardless of how powerful they are.
So, just like what happened to Ignimar, once a Heliobus realizes they're going to lose, they'll shatter?
Kinda sucks for them.
Exactly. And if there's anyone who can cause Cirrus to shatter, it's him.
Oh. He's coming.
So, General, you finally decided to show up. Ready to face the music?
Defeat my army and I'll give you the rematch you seek. My words hold true. As I mentioned previously, when Tang Xiao and Ignimar fought, the scales were balanced. But for you, Cirrus, this game was never about fairness, was it? And yet here we are. My power decidedly outmatches yours. Notions of rules and equal competition are mere illusions. Now, if you don't mind, allow me to show you how the endgame is played.
That's really cool.
This is where it ends.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Destined for oblivion.
Enemy targets detected.
That paradise may be unreachable for me. Savor it for me.
A mere pawn.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
To travel
1 minute.
far away.
I think it's okay.
Don't worry, it's just a scrape.
Ready for another? Time to suffer. Suppress. Gotta stop the bleeding.
Too little.
Oh. There. That felt good, the burp.
will dispatch you. The fight is set.
Free will, or was it fate? On the still waters of oblivion. Engage.
I think something bit me. Time to suffer.
Okay, I need my ults back.
Failed to send you.
Accept your defeat. You are bested.
Component damage. Another journey begins. Destined for oblivion.
That paradise may be unreachable for. Savor it for me.
Damage.
Ready for another? Unscathed. Brother!
Dang it.
Sister! Time to suffer.
This is bad. Yeah, this is kind of bad.
Failed to send you.
Time to suffer. Surrender.
Okay, just me versus her. I don't win this.
Well timed.
No.
Time to suffer.
Alright, I need to play this a little smarter. Because I just used all my ults too early on. I need to hold on to them. Don't trust again.
They keep on coming back for.
Alright, let me
This
not
is where it ends.
burn everything.
On the still waters of oblivion.
Time to suffer.
No, messed up. Way too late.
I think
A
something
blade
bit
knows
me.
no mercy.
Enemy data secure. Network activated. Time for a
Yes.
counterattack.
Your end approaches.
A mere pawn.
Another journey begins. Destined for oblivion.
Commencing support. Ready for another? Time to suffer.
Failed to send you.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Accept your defeat.
That was a good one.
You are bested.
On the still waters of oblivion.
A mere pawn.
That paradise may be unreachable. Savor it for me.
Unscathed. Time to suffer. Suppress. Caution the web.
Well timed.
Okay. Kind of do need to use this now.
To travel far.
Don't worry, it's just a scrape.
Commencing research. Deep breaths.
Don't worry,
Enemy
it's just a
targets
scrape.
detected.
Bow to justice.
Time to suffer.
Oof.
Destined for oblivion. Component damage. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Failed to send you.
Component damage. Mission failed.
Okay.
Over.
Ooh,
The fate of
cutscene.
humans means nothing to me. We play by our own set of rules.
Checkmate.
I concede.
Wow.
Good.
I am no Ignimor. I'm nothing. Nothing more than a faint flicker.
I know of no faint flicker that could strategize such a fierce battle against one of the Rainbow Arbiter's generals.
Listening to a winner feign humility is enough to make one sick.
The Heliobi may reflect our desires, but their fervent blaze is undeniably awe-inspiring. Neither General Tang Xiao nor myself would deride such a foe.
I have been bested. It's true. I only sought to lock horns with you regardless of victory or defeat. Next,
Next is eternal punishment. For an inextinguishable flame such as yourself, I see no punishment more fitting than to see you confined to a vacant abyss, forever lamenting your past transgressions. Such is the fate that awaits you, Cirrus.
So be it. Mountains will crumble. Oceans will evaporate, but the Heliobi will always be there, patiently waiting for their day of freedom. And that day will come. As long as the generals of the Xianzhou live, my battle against them will continue. Until the stars themselves burn out.
Cirrus's will to fight has been shattered. They can no longer pose a threat. Considering that everything here is now under control, I'll take my leave. I nearly fulfilled my duty and kept my promise to Cirrus. But the Heliobus we dealt with will not be easily dismissed. Given sufficient time, and regardless of how slim the odds are, they will someday break the seal that binds them. However, that concern will fall to the generals of the future. One cannot help but wonder how many Luofu generals this fragment of Ignimar will face in times to come. Speaking purely from the perspective of a warrior, I must say, I feel somewhat envious. That it may be, but they cause no shortage of trouble. Perhaps I could glean some wisdom from the Xianzhou Juming. This excursion was not an official matter. I didn't report it to the counselors. What remains of it will be left to the Ten Lords Commission. And once matters have concluded, I believe everyone present will be duly rewarded. And as for you and the young Miss Guinaifen, rest assured you won't be shortchanged. You see, helping the general of the Luofu does have its perks. It's time I took my leave. Farewell.
Since when did Fixstrol Garden become...
You're here. I've just finished reinscribing the seal on Huohuo's tail. Next, it's time to address the matter of Cirrus.
What do you know? This is between me and the Ten Lords Commission. Non-aggression pact, if you like.
According to the Ten Lords, Tail must be supervised by a judge. I'll make sure to take good care of Mr. Tail.
Let's see who takes care of who.
Besides, when Mr. Tail isn't around, the other Heliobi pick on me. I feel safer when Tail is here.
Other Heliobi? I'm the only Heliobus you need to worry about.
Well then, I will take care of the Cirrus situation. As for what gets written in the Luofu's ghostly grove, I'll leave that up to you. One more thing. Don't forget to seal the Heliobi within the evil binding matrix.
Yes, ma'am.
So far away.
Since when did Fixstral Garden become...
Oh, oof.
Everyone on the CN show is a trickster.
Let me grab this. Never mind. I was gonna grab that save point, but I'll leave it.
I wrote to my mom about the recent monster slaying and demon fighting stuff I've been doing for the Ten Lords Commission. What did you tell her? I told her I went toe-to-toe with the sword-fighting prodigy Yanqing and held my own against fragments of Ignamar. But all she did was scold me for getting into trouble. Do you think she was being sarcastic? What could be more important than protecting the Xianzhou from the threat of Heliobi? Quit worrying, Sushang. You've been an awesome squad member and a very talented sleepyhead. Now, let's think about what to publish on Ghostly Grove. This is huge news. This post will definitely boost our following. Always on the hunt for more followers. It's called professionalism, all right? I'm counting on you.
The ghost hunting squad can now rest easy for a while. Speaking as a judge of the Ten Lords Commission, I must thank you all for the dedication you've shown these past few days. You really minimized the impact of the Heliobi crisis. There may have been a few Heliobi that slipped through the net, but they are of no major concern.
Leave them to us. I don't want to brag, but our articles on Ghostly Grove are the talk of the town. If we suddenly stopped uploading, it'd be pretty unfair to our audience.
Miss Gui.
Madam Hanya, please let little Gui carry on uploading. I can't fall asleep without browsing Ghostly Grove before bed.
You seem pretty set on this, so I won't stand in your way. However, bear in mind that...
Don't worry. We promise not to make your job any harder than it already is.
Alright, well, there's more of these. We can do those some other time. Yeah, I'm really tired, y'all, so I'm going to end stream. It's a shorter stream than normal, but I will be streaming again tomorrow afternoon for a while. I'll finish up that Pokemon challenge run, then probably a little bit more Honkai, like grinding out some stuff maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Get these real quick. Alright. See y'all tomorrow afternoon. Bye bye.